Hi everyone, I'm JD, welcome back to my channel. So, I need to wrap up this Q&A video series. My goodness, I know it's been so long. Hopefully I'll get the last installment done in this video. Some of you might have completely forgotten about it or thought that you'd never see the end of it. But yeah, things just got so busy at the end of last year. I didn't get a chance to do this. I did try numerous times though, and just kept getting interrupted, or something would happen and I'd have to start the video again. So I'm coming back here now and just finishing up all of those loose projects and loose ends. So I have circled number 54 for where I am up to, basically. So for those of you who don't know, for one of my, I think it was a giveaway, the question you had to ask for it was a get to know me question. So I've got I think I've got 3 videos so far where I've gone through everyone's questions, and I'll link those below if you're interested. Not sure how many people will watch this now. That's so late. I'm so sorry, but finally getting it done now, because I just really appreciate all your questions, and I love questions and love answering them. So here we go. Got everything ready for a little show and tell. And the first question for this video is, you are so creative and such a good artist. Oh, thank you. Were you always able to draw, or is that something you learned in school? It just seems to flow from you with such ease. This is I Am Scrap and Happy. Oh, and this must have been for my 500 subscriber giveaway. Alright, so let's see. I already showed in the last video, I think it was, for the Q&A series, my art journey a little bit from since I was a kid. Let's see if I can do this. So just my little booklets that I used to make. Oh dear. Yeah, so I always used to draw. What was the specific question? Sorry. Were you always able to draw, or was it something that you learned in school? Well, yeah, I always drew out of school. It was one of my favourite things to do. My mum bought me a set of Derwents later on when I was a bit older, and I loved using those. So these are some Derwent pictures that I did. I love drawing landscapes of the fantasy lands that I made up in my mind. This was an earlier one. You can see the quality got better as I went along. And yeah, I was just always drawing. These are some watercolour ones that I did with some watercolour Derwents that my mum also got me. So yeah, that's just what I did. I quite like these ones, these watercolours with actual paint. These ones I think were with well, no, maybe they were with Derwents. No, hang on. This one I know was with Derwents. So some beach scenes. Yeah, so I already showed this, so I won't show it again, but just little doodles and things. So I was always drawing. And then I did do art in high school, obviously, but I did it up until year 12. So I really liked art. It was my second favourite subject, my first being English. And so this just documents some of the artwork that I did throughout high school. This is drawing the willow, the weeping willow, which meant so much to me, as you know, with my title Willow Bound Journals for my business. And this was some artworks we had to copy and write about, analysing them or something, can't remember what. And I was quite impressed by the artworks I managed to produce, even though they're copies. I was pretty impressed. So yeah, just a look at my artwork throughout my life, and just to show that it was always something I was doing. I did stop drawing though for a while. I think it was because I don't know, had this idea of how I wanted things to look, and I could never do it. But then when I discovered Lani's art and her style of drawing, which is more abstract, more cartoonish, and didn't worry about perspective or anything, proportions, didn't worry about anything like that. Yeah, I got back into art again. And when I discovered art, that you didn't have to just draw it, like see this plant and draw this plant, Rather, I could draw things like emotions and thoughts and lessons and insights and experiences. That's when I was like, wow, my eyes just were opened into this whole new world of what art could do. And so my new style of drawing now is to draw that kind of stuff. I love dingoes so much. And I love these ones here of dogs that I drew. I did an earlier set and then later revisited the dogs, and I did all of these ones out of school. So I love these two. I actually want to frame them. And they're just copies, these ones. So you see, that was an earlier version, and that's when I revisited it. I love these ones here too. Oh, it's a how to draw dogs book that I used. I really like that one. Some more. And I love this one. It turned out really well. Like, I'm not the best at getting proportions right, but this one I think I did a pretty alright job. So I'd frame that too. And this one I did not do very good at. Because the nose I did a bit too long. And this eye, I mean, I don't know what happened there. But yeah, all fun. So yeah, I always just love to draw. And like, this is now my style of drawing, which is completely different, but using the Prismacolor pencils and everything like that. So that's a little bit of my art journey. Thank you for asking that question. That was really fun. But I by no means think I'm a great drawer or artist, which is why I draw in this style now, because you don't have to be a good drawer to draw your feelings or thoughts. So anyway, Linda Leonhardt asks, have you been to the United States? No, I haven't. I haven't been outside of Australia. One day I'd love to go overseas, and maybe to America, yes. And if I did, I'd love to go to the LA side, San Francisco, California, that kind of side. I don't know why, it just appeals to me. But I would also the idea of doing like a road trip to all the states in America sounds so fun. Like, I really love doing those kind of things where you, not that I've done many, but you find yourself, that kind of thing, and you learn from the trip. And I would write a book about it and everything as I go. But anyway, Brenda Frame asks, where are you from? Are you married? And do you have children? Don't have children, not married, and I'm from originally Melbourne. That's where I grew up. But I moved to Bowen in Queensland about 5 years ago. But I still will always call Melbourne home. And the longer I'm away from Melbourne, the more I see that Melbourne really is home, because you just see that it's where your history is, and it's got so much of your identity and everything, and it's familiar and comfortable. And as much as I love Queensland, it's beautiful, the scenery is amazing, the weather is amazing, and the lifestyle is amazing. Melbourne just has that history and will always be home. Chicago Dreamer asks, where do you live? Oh, cool, answered that one. And what projects have you done with the Artie Maze giveaway? Oh my gosh, I know, it's still in the same box it came in. I have got a cover ready almost. I just need to get more confident with sewing, and then I will sew the fabric onto the cover that came in the pack. And I've cut out everything, all the sheets and all that, so it's all prepared, ready for me to start putting a journal together. Oh, but yeah, it's such nice stuff, and I'm worried that I'm going to ruin it, so I'm just waiting for my skills to get a little bit better, because once I use this fabric, it's gone, and the fabric is so beautiful. Anyway, I'll try and just do it and just embrace mistakes, right? It's all gonna be fine. That's a project for this year though. Definitely want to get it done by the end of this year. Elvis is a big sweetie asks, is there a story to why 15 is your favourite number? There is. I might bore you with the story, but if you know me, I'm very intentional. I think everything through deeply. There's a reason for everything I do say. Whatever. So 15. When I was a kid, 5 was my favourite number because I like odd numbers better than even numbers, and I like the middle. So when I was a kid, weird things like this. If I was walking in a group of 3, I wanted to be in the middle. If I was going to the toilet and the 3 toilets, I wanted to go into the middle toilet. I'm not so, paranoid like that anymore. I don't mind. But I just like the aesthetic, I suppose, of the middle and odd numbers. And I have a little bit of, I don't know, synesthesia or something like that, where to me odd numbers reflect certain things and go together. So I'm a very categorized, like structured person. So for example, Silver, Ford, odd numbers, and certain names and words and letters fall under one category. They're all the kind of same thing, and I like those better, versus even numbers, Gold, Holden. It's so weird, I know. Some names and some letters, like a letter like M would be an even number, whereas a letter like K would be an odd number, more kind of spiky. I don't know how to explain it because it sounds weird. I don't know why I like spiky better than rounded numbers and even and things. It's really weird. I don't know why. It's just what you like, what you're drawn to. You don't have any control over that. Anyway, so after 5 was my favourite number, and I got a bit older, I learnt that you can count higher than 10. I realised that I could combine 2 odd numbers together, and so I chose 15. And because then it's the middle again, so you still got the 5 as a middle number, and also you're combining a 1 and a 5, so 2 odd numbers, and I just love the ring to it. 15. 15. 15. So the word also, the sound of it, I really enjoy. So 15 is my favourite number. For the record, my second favourite number is 23. My second favourite number is 3. And my third favourite number is 23. And I don't know why the 20, I have no idea. I just like it. And after that, I don't have any more favourite numbers. Well, I could actually, if I wanted to, go into that. But anyway, Kathleen Dilly asks, how long have you been making junk journals? August 2017. And have you started using your Chic Sparrow TN yet? Well, yeah, so since this, I have been using my Chic Sparrows. Just a little look. There's a photo in here somewhere, so I just don't want to show you the photo because it's got other people in it. So, okay, hang on. So just a quick little flip through of this one, which I have not journaled in for a very long time. So I'm still wondering how I use it. I quite liked the little size just to jot down notes at the end of the night, but I need more space to really document something, I think. I don't know, but I really love it and want to try and use it. And then this one is my journal, junk journal TN. So I record in here every single journal that I've ever made and color code if it was sold, if it was a gift, if it was a giveaway, if it was a custom order, all that kind of stuff. And I have made, let's see, 192 journals. Ah, so exciting! And so that's got other stuff in there, lists of things to make, things to do, things to buy, all that kind of stuff. And then here is my traveler's notebook in the personal size. No, wait. That's the personal. This is the B6 Slim, which is my favourite because it's bigger, more space, and even I would go bigger again. And I'm really enjoying using that. So I've shared videos on these before anyway, so you can check those out if you're interested. Alright, next question. So that question was from Kathleen Dealey, and the next question is from Karen Nightingale. Have you journaled for a long time? Oh, yes, I have. So the journey with this is, let me sit down because my back is getting sore. The journey with this is, I used to have these diaries where it had, what's it called? Like the planners, the days marked out, and I would just journal what I did in each day kind of thing, or just random notes. Then I progressed when I was older. My mum bought me my very first blank journal, and it was one of those ones with a lock and key, and I loved it. So I got into journaling journaling then more because it was just a blank journal, so I could go nuts with writing. And then after that, I was on and off, and then when I was in year 9, my sister-in-law gave me the most beautiful journal, which I've talked about before, and that really started my continual, regular journaling. And yeah, I have a huge collection of about 50 journals. I collect notebooks, and I've got about 10 maybe that are blank, ready to be filled. When I go on a trip, I like this idea. Some people like to buy spoons or a mug or a fridge magnet or a postcard. I try to see if I can get a notebook, because I'll use it, I'll see it, and I try to get something beautiful, and it will remind me always of the trip. Now as a junk journaler, I am looking more for things to put in a journal, but yeah, I still love notebooks. And this is just a look at, so I attempted to combine all of my journaling in one book. Oh, and that's right. So when I was in prep, actually, one of the things that we did every week was write a diary entry. So we had an exercise book like this one that was our diary. It was called Our Diary, and every week we would write a diary entry. And as a 5-year-old, I loved it. It was my favourite thing we did at school. And I think that's what really started my journaling. And anytime we got to do writing at school, in primary school, was my favourite time. So any of the story writing, creative writing, the English portion of classes, it's always been my favourite. So let me turn the pages and give you a little look at this, but I can't show you everything because there are photos of other people in here. What I tried to do was get all of my journaling, and I tried to put it all in one place and kind of make a scrapbook. And this was before I discovered junk journaling. So you can see that I was kind of a junk journaler before I knew what junk journals were. Because this is just taking ephemera from my life and putting it all together. And like, this is poetry that I wrote in primary school. And let's just see. Yeah, so see, like, just collecting photos. And this is a card from my teacher. And books that I love to read. And my favourite toys and the stories behind them. And yeah, this attempt to do this completely failed because I just realised eventually I got too much writing, and to put them all in these A4 visual diaries, it just was such too big a project to do. But that's what I did. I ripped up all of my old journals and put them in this to put it all in one place, because that's what I find. Organisation is a big thing for me. Trying to organise all my stuff, all my writing, because I just have a shelf of 50 journals, right? How am I supposed to find anything in there? So if I just could collect everything and put it in chronologically, then it's all in one place. And I could have put in the ephemera in there as well. So documenting my love of dingoes. And so I've got schoolwork in here, I've got my own journaling in here, I've got my own memories in here, like, oh, I don't know, this was my grade 6 diary. We had a grade 6 diary too. Not every year did we have a diary, but in prep and grade 6 we did, so that was cool. Like, this is documenting the grade 6 production I was part of. Anyway, that's enough of that. I mean, we'll be here forever. And I've got books of these documenting the years straight through up until 2003. And after that, my writing, you know, the laptop came in, so I used to type up just pages and pages and pages of journaling, and there's just no way I would print out all of that and put it in one of these when it's on a computer. So I just stopped that project. But I also kept my journaling up in my actual notebooks as well. So I've got journaling on my computer, I've got journaling in my notebooks, I've got journaling in these, like, it's just a mess. But anyway, it's all there. So yeah, I've been journaling a long time. love journaling. I always like to say, yeah, I'm a journaler first and I make journals second. So yeah. What is Scrap and Box's question? Your favourite journal you made? Oh, I do love the custom orders. So that memorial journal I really liked. I really liked the sunflower journal. But other than that, I really loved the botanical journals, the original series and the second series, and the fairy tale series. I really love those ones too. Carried Away asks, why? Oh, my request is of more of your story around the beginning when these covers were made and why you cannot make more. She's referring to one of the journals I had up for grabs in the giveaway, which had some of my artwork on it. So I'll just show you. These are print copies of the artwork, and the reason why I can't make any more of them is because I don't have any more originals in the big size. So I used A3 sizes to make those covers for those biscuit box journals, and I only have A4 sized originals left. And I've been using some of these originals as pages in journals. I don't have many left, which is a bit sad. And part of me was like, oh, was that a good idea, putting my originals in my journals? But, you know, I've got them on my computer. I can always print them out whenever I want. Maybe I can make a smaller series of journals with these as the cover. Or maybe, yeah, I could do a different style of journal and this could be the cover. I'll have a play and see. But I am actually working on a series of... Ooh, sorry. I am working on a series of paper bag art journals to revisit them, but these are with my scanned images. I might include some originals in them, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. And yeah, so around the beginning when these covers were made. Yeah, I don't know. They were actually some of my first journals I ever made. I used the biscuit box because I didn't know how to use a book cover yet. My favourite method is to use a book cover, but back then I just used what I had, biscuit boxes. And one day I will do a tutorial on how to make a journal out of a biscuit box and revisit that series too. So yeah. Cody Doll asks, what started your junk journal journey? Okay, already answered that one in other questions that people asked with that question, but it was Johanna Klo, and just seeing her on YouTube and her discovering journals that day in August 2017. Betty Longshaw asks, how much has your storage grown since you started junk journaling? Oh, quite a bit. I've had to clear out some shelves to make room for my supplies. So I've got a bookshelf and I cleared out the bottom shelf of books and put them somewhere else to have that bottom shelf only for my books that I use for junk journaling. And my floor is just covered in baskets now, and I've really got to organise my space and see if I can get it all fitting in my little craft shelf, bookshelf. And I also have that art studio, my creative studio, where I keep things too. So yeah, it's grown. Junk Journals and More asks, do you have a significant other in life? No, I love this. Being curious about that, lol. I know, I'm nosy. Some of you were quite nosy as well. I love it. Love questions. Carl Riley asks, who was the first person who inspired you to make your journals? Johanna Klo, also Amity Bloom, and I think Jibid Neary and Miremi Small Art also. So I'll try, if I remember, to link all these people below. Perfume Girl asks, why is your 15 your favourite number? Awesome, already answered that. And then Karen Louise Monroe asks, where do you get your inspiration from? That's a good one to end on. Okay, so obviously from YouTube and watching other people watching other people's junk journals. That's the main thing I think that inspires me. Also seeing pictures on Facebook when people share their projects. And often it will be like if I find a book in an op shop that's just beautiful, I will want to then create a journal out of that book. Yeah. I guess mostly though it is just seeing ideas on YouTube, and I have such a big list of projects to do, ideas to try from YouTube. Yeah, I want to try a book of pockets and a what's it called? Ephemera folder. No, what's she call it? I can't remember what she calls it. Something. Something, I can't remember, but I'll try and link these things below as well. Luna Russo, I can't remember if that's how you say the name, but she does the Book of Pockets that I really want to try. And Liz at the Paper Project does the, I don't know, the big ephemera, the file folder of ephemera, or it's like a kit, a stationery kit or something. So definitely want to try that. And there's just so many other projects I want to try. More sewing on the pages. I want to try Amity Bloom style, more of Johanna Close style, more of, yeah, just whatever I see that inspires me. The Junk Journal Shop and all these people. I mean, I've got so many people who inspire me, but yeah, they're the main ones. Amity Bloom, Johanna Close. So, anyway. Alright, I managed to get through this in under the 30-minute cutoff. So, I'm so sorry again that took so long to get through, but that is the last installment of my question and answer series, and hope it was helpful. If you have any other questions that you want to know, just let me know. And getting ready for my 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and I guess it's kind of fitting to wrap this one up now so that I can have a clean slate for the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, and maybe I'll do another Q&A video, Q&A entry thing for that. So we'll see what happens. Thanks guys so much for watching. I mean, just thank you so much for everyone who entered this giveaway and asked a question, and everyone who follows, who subscribes. It's super amazing. And yeah, well, when we get to the 1,000 subscriber video, I guess I can go more into thank yous and what it all means, and yeah, how big a part of it has played, if I can talk, in my journey, my life journey and everything, and just have you guys all to thank for that. So, alright, that's enough for me in this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!